When you spend some time in New York business community, you would often hear this notion that Jewish people basically know all the business secrets of the world, and they owned basically all the property. Not sure where that idea came from, but it's obviously not true. Because there are really no secrets about money, business, or finance. Anyone who is practicing trade and finance deep down knows that very clearly. There are common practices, ethics, and good ideas when it comes to businesses. And there's just this idea that Jewish people are super good with business, which a lot of them are. But then there are a lot of people that are Jewish and they aren't that good with business either. So in this video, we're going to share these common things that are associated only with Jewish people and kind of just tell you exactly what they're about, how they work, and how you can go ahead and apply them to your life. It's not like they invented it or it's a secret, because again, there are no secrets when it comes to finance and money. Every single person that comes up with a good idea when it comes to business and money, they usually tend to publish it to try to make some money because it's just the way the whole game works. It was actually a great thing. It actually helps you in some way. It's not to say some communities actually do things better than others, but it's like there are no secrets in business whatsoever. Now, the very first thing is that they believe in good cycles and bad cycles. There's this Jewish guy on Instagram, and he's actually super big on business. And he says in Jewish communities, we believe that there are always good cycles and bad cycles when it comes to business. And if you go back to Genesis, for example, chapter 41, verse 25, it talks about it. Basically, the story of having 7 good years and 7 bad years, and what you're supposed to do during the good years. By the way, good years and bad years mean good cycles in the market when everything's going well, and bad cycles in the market when we have recession, depressions, and things are not looking that well. So the idea is what you want to do during those good times is stack up your money. You want to be able to be smart, prepare for the bad times, because eventually they will come, and some people prepare to survive the bad times, some prepare to take advantage and buy things for cheaper, but the overall idea is to have a balance. People that take advantage of things like way beyond their means, they tend to actually suffer a lot, because they're left without cash and left for problems. A lot of times they actually have to sell, but again, this is not a Jewish thing. It's basically just like common sense. Everything has its good parts and bad parts, and they're kind of like the seasons. It's just the way the world basically works. So when you're having a good time, don't forget, eventually, your bad days will come, and you want to be prepared for that aspect. Number 2, guys, is investing in property and assets. For some reason, in New York specifically, there's this idea that all the real estate is owned by Jewish people, which obviously is not true. It doesn't make any sense, but overall, owning a property is actually a pretty good investment, depending on how you go about it. 70% of Caucasians actually own property, and only about 45% of Hispanic actually own property. Not everyone who owns a property is rich or has a good mindset. A lot of folks out there just go into a bank, put down the minimum down payments, get a property, and they basically just suffer because they can't afford it. It's actually not a good investment. But whenever you go into actually investing property, buying within your means, it actually makes a good investment. Investment into things that actually grow in value and actually give you some cash flowing money, it's pretty solid. However, don't ever assume something is a good investment because someone else is doing it. Always invest only into the things you actually understand and know about. Number 3 is the fact that this community is powerful. There is this perception that within the Jewish culture, in the sense that they're so intertwined, that whenever somebody on entrepreneur kind of comes up with something, they won't support it. That's kind of not true, because even in other societies, this happens. People think that they're not being supported by their family, friends, and people in the community, and everyone is hating on them, but in reality, they might just have an inferior product that's more expensive or not reliable. So yeah, it's good to support people in your community if they're actually launching something or doing something. But it doesn't mean you have to do it because sometimes the product is inferior, the motives are not well, so be careful when it comes to these things. But supporting people in the community is awesome. Number 4 is negotiation tactics. There's also this idea that Jewish people are so good with communicating and negotiation. In American culture, they don't really negotiate like Asians do, and people in Arabic countries actually do. So if you go to China or even YouTube search Asian markets, you will see people that actually go there and they're always negotiating on prices, business, and everything else, also in Arab countries. But in America, it's kind of like whatever the price is, we pay. We kind of forget that negotiation is actually a valuable skill. It actually helps not just when buying something, but when getting a job. Being able to negotiate things when you have a business and just grab the first price offered to you, but trying to get the best deal possible is actually an awesome skill to possess. Number 5 is dealing with failure. A business failure is just a part of the game, and the whole goal is to learn from your failures, whether you deserve them or not, and basically just improve and try to do things a lot better next time. And Jewish people have experienced that a lot, like biblically and even modernly. Number 6 is being honest in business dealings and just having good ethics. You often hear a lot that Jewish, when making a business deal, they're very honest and upfront and very ethical. Although a few of them are not that upright, but then everyone's the same. But overall, if you do start a business, you do want to start off with just transparency, good ethics, and just being an honest business person. That goes up a very long way, no matter who you are. Because if you have a customer or partners, if you have clients, whatever you have, like you have to be able to be someone that's actually trustworthy, and that just makes sense. It's just common sense, so transparency goes a long way. Number 7 is the last one, and it says that money is a tool. Do not make it your master. That's biblical, also. But the idea is the love of money is a root of all sin, and not even just that, but in the sense that money is something that is created. We created money in a sense. The whole currency thing, if you give all the power to this thing, then it makes no sense, because you can't get enough of it. You can't get it all. The idea of money is to use it to gain financial independence and to be able to do the things you want to do financially, just as taking care of your family. Those things are okay, but it's not okay to do everything you can just to acquire more and more money, because that's just all marketing and the individualistic idea. So that's the core idea. These are 7 very common things that are attributed, basically saying like these are 7 very common things that are similar to Jewish culture, but they're not secrets. They're just like common knowledge. If you search for it and they do all apply to us, we can use them to actually better ourselves financially. Thanks for watching, and until the next one. If you have anything to add, just comment down below, maybe your own experience and trick of the trades, because again, in business, there are no secrets. If you encounter someone that tells you, I have a secret that nobody knows, and you just be like, just walk away, or listen to the secret and then you walk away, because you'll find out that it's not a secret and all is just common sense.